Well, Dana, I think we need to have a conversation about something that the industry calls accidental landlords, because I think they're going to increase and perhaps increase significantly. But when I say accidental landlords, Dana, what does that mean to you? What is that definition you think?
Yeah, so there's different types of landlords. There's the ones on this channel who are real estate investors.
Mhm.
I would put you in a category of real estate investor where you think of financial freedom, starting with one rental property and come up with a successful plan and game to get there.
Mhm.
There are other cases where they basically acquired, but they already own the property, basically have transferred a property they used to live in to
Yeah.
become a rental property, but it's much more based on circumstances or their situation way more than, hey, I'm going to financial freedom, I'm going to set up a plan and goals, and I'm going to get there
Yeah.
through X, Y, and Z, taking the one rental at a time course, etc. And the reason that accidental landlords are increasing, and we're seeing an increase on our platform of it,
Mhm.
is because of interest rates. And, the question is, especially with rates dropping now, how much more that will continue. And here's why. There's folks who say, hey, I have this or I have this property. I'm going to go and buy another property, but I'm locked into this really, really low interest rate. And so suddenly that property, the amount that they can get in the cash flow versus them selling the property and potentially thinking, oh, it might not be the best time to sell with given that interest rates have risen.
Mhm.
Um, there's been a lot of them that come to us and say, hey, we want to keep it as a rental. We're locked into
Yeah.
interest rates that we'll never get again. We might as
Yeah.
well take advantage of that kind of free money of that
Exactly.
mortgage. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many people, and it's frankly the right financial decision. It's
Mm-hmm.
the right. There are people locked in with 30-year money, Dana, under three.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
the loan is an asset. So
Yeah.
yes, and this is why I keep telling people the housing market is broken, right? The move up buyer, which historically has been 45 to 50% of the market, would sell a home and buy a home. They're not going to sell that home, Dana. It's the wrong financial move. It's the
Yeah.
wrong move.
Yeah, totally.
So,
Totally.
and again, I consider an accidental landlord anyone who bought a home to live in on purpose, lived their life 8, 10 years, and then it just become the financial decision to keep it. That's an accidental land. They may
Yeah.
purposely become a landlord, but that wasn't the mission when they bought the asset.
Yeah.
They're it's the I mean, they can get six, seven, $800 cash flow. They can go to another market, get a 3.5% down loan, 5% conventional, and just do it again. I think accidental landlords, as we define it, are going to explode over the next 5 to 10 years.
Well, the curious thing that I have is once you become an accidental landlord, I want your opinion on this.
Mhm.
The incentive then to say, hey, maybe I should buy more properties. Maybe that is kind of their
And
gateway
that
drug into one rental at a time, right? And
it
we've
will
seen
be.
it.
Some
I
is
don't have.
some is good, more is better.
Yeah, totally. I don't have the data on it, but I see it in our system where if you talk to our customers, they're like, yeah, that property I used to live in, then I got these other two rental properties, and that question comes up. Yeah.
Yeah. No, even historically, right, I've been buying homes for 20 some odd years, and accidental landlords are a term that's been around for most of that, if not the entire time. And I can tell you, most people that become an accidental landlord will end up buying another one. It's like,
Yeah.
well, some is good, more is better. And a lot, I mean, again, the beauty of one rental at a time is all you have to do is get to four and it changes your life. You don't have to get to 10. You don't need 100. Four rentals change your life. Just think
Yeah.
about that, right? Positive cash flow, mortgage pay down, eventually you own it. You could sell it, refi it, whatever you want. Accidental landlords getting to four properties.
Yeah.
It's a lot. You add that to a 401k or a pension or whatever else you're doing. It's pretty awesome. It's funny. I just got back from this trip, and it was a long trip, first class. So people on it had some money, and most of the folks we talked with were significantly older than Olivia and I. But most of them had real estate. Real estate was the answer for most of them.
Interesting.
And
Yeah.
yeah. And they were all from around the world. Talked to some folks in Canada and Australia, the UK. It was interesting to hear.
Not surprising, but on a trip like that. Did you ever talk about though differences? Because I do think, in other countries, it is so different to be a landlord. Like if you're in France, it is night and day compared to being in the US. I don't know if you got into any of that.
We actually talked a lot about debt.
Okay.
The debt structures, right? There was a family that we talked to, or a couple from Australia. They told me their mortgage, get this, their mortgage rate, these are their numbers, not mine. 2 years ago were 0.25.
What?
Point. Yeah, but it
Wow.
resets every year. Now it's 3.5.
Oh my gosh.
So think about being a first-time home buyer. You buy a big old home. This is why Sydney and Melbourne went nuts. And the cost of the capital is 0.25.
2.5.
You get approved on that for breathing. Now it's 3.5%, which isn't not a lot numerically, but percentage-wise,
it's a
gargantuan.
Yeah.
So and oh, by the way, in Australia, you can't walk away from your debt. Like in the
Really?
US, right? You have a purchase money loan and you can't pay, or you walk away, you hand the keys back.
Yeah.
Right? They foreclose. In Australia, they foreclose and you get the deficiency. Right?
Oh,
If you're upside down, you're upside down 100 grand, you got 100 grand personal note you have to pay back.
Wow.
So there's a lot of people that are just not moving because they're stuck and they're getting roommates. They're getting roommates to pay for the mortgage in Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, this debt thing is a problem. And we don't realize how special we are in the US. 30-year debt, the ability to walk away in most cases with a purchase money mortgage. And crazy. It's crazy.
Wow. That is super interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, the accidental landlord, I think, is here to stay. I think Himlane should probably market to them, right? I don't know how you do that, but yeah, again, the 30-year money, sub 3, sub 4 is an asset. We're in a world now where rates are going up. I think they're 6.5. I think they're going to settle somewhere between 6.5 and 7. But why would you ever get rid of that 2.8% mortgage? Even if you want to move, right? You want to move to a cheaper state, keep it cash flow. It's gonna cash flow like a monster. It's the right financial move. So look for more accidental landlords coming.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, Dana, where can somebody find you if they are an accidental landlord? They don't have the systems and processes. Where would they go?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you would get the systems and processes also through one rental at a time by getting more properties. But you can go to www.hemlane.com. We do have a free trial, and mention you came from Michael Zuber.
Awesome. Thank you, Dana.
Thanks.